Front page of the Corkman under a picture of Larry Tompkins, which really speaks for itself. Their clash with Galway should prove a mighty contest, says Trish O'Dea. She believes last Sunday proved this Cork side is full of fire, and if they can rekindle it on Sunday, Galway have every right to be worried. But are they? Well, the Connacht Tribune dive into the history books to discover that when these two teams have clashed, Galway have won only one of their last 4 championship clashes. While in the Tuam Herald, Jim Carney says Galway must stay awake for 70 minutes on Sunday if they are to uncork the champagne. Well,
there has to be question marks.
Tough contest, and it really is heating up. Dorgan there. The referee really needs to get a very firm grip on this, his Munster final debut.
I would be very happy like leaving the job and say that I give it 120%. There's no more I can do. That's the case. As I said, I love the game, I love the football. I've always, lived for it. And, it's just disheartening, to be in situations like this.
Still Mike Frank Russell, playing inside beautifully. Brosnan's shot.
People were asking me my comments on the back door before this, and I says, I was sort of iffy on it, because I'd always, if we beat Kerry, I'd love to see Kerry out of the championship. That was the way I was looking at it. But no, we lost, we're in the back door, and we're going to go out and have a crack, and you never know.
Inside to Corkery, being given a bit of latitude by Moynihan, and when that is given, that's the end product, and the teams are level.
There's a good confidence in what we're doing and what we're trying to do at the moment, and we just have to take it on from there. But certainly we're not going to fear anybody, and that's the way we should approach it.
We're a strong team with a lot of character. Every guy hopefully is focused for today, and hopefully we'll give a good account of ourselves.
And the best thing that happened to us was drawing Armagh to have a good, tough match. So we had to start to focus from there on. And our All-Ireland campaign, if you like, started there against Armagh and is continuing again today against Cork, and hopefully it'll continue after today.
The bottom line is that if everybody gives of themselves 100% in that nobody can have any regrets once the final whistle is blown.
Still Michael Donlan laying it on here. Can there be a winner? Clancy has kicked. A look at it, and it's out on the bar.
Everything is under control now. Sean will be available to us, and it will be a nice wedding present for him that Galway would win this afternoon.
Well,
from the Hogan stand area. But their dressing room, in fact, was away to the right-hand side, but they went down to do a little warm-up inside in that preparatory area, and they are unchanged. And there's a good atmosphere building up here with 4 quality teams in action here this afternoon, and what we hope will be 2 right good matches. So, Tomas Mannion taking his place there in the centre of that group in the front here. It is, as you were saying, Michael, a very nice sunny day here. Some cloud overhead, but conditions really are excellent. And of course, if Galway win, they will face out, per usual, last Tuesday night. The 15 were the players nominated to start last Sunday, but I think we all knew, even at that stage, that there were going to be changes, and there are. As you can see there, John Miskela comes in at left half back, allowing Martin Cronin to go into midfield, and there is a suggestion that he may be given the task of curtailing the influence of Michael Donlan. And then into the forward line, and you see one more change there, and that is where Conrad Murphy from Clonakilty has been recalled to the subs bench, and Aidan Dorgan comes in. He's number 24, playing left half forward, and they'll be looking once again to Colin Corkery, their captain, and for a greater influence, I think, from Philip Clifford and Fionn Murray. They're well aware that they can't just do it with one forward excelling, and excelling is what Aidan Dorgan has done in the past. And like so many others, he's had to put up with the pressure of performing on the day. John O'Mahony, no stranger here to Croke Park, shaking hands with the officials. The match is going to be refereed by John Bannon. Well, Galway resist the temptation to start Sean O'Donnell, who was married yesterday, and instead he will start the afternoon on the bench. No change among the backs, which features the Fahy brothers, Gary and Richie, with Tomas Mannion continuing at centre half-back. Kevin Walsh replaces O'Donnell in midfield, partnered by Michael Donnellan. Point hero against Armagh, Paul Clancy, starts today at number 11, or number 12, or 10 I should say, thereby facilitating Ja Fallon's move into the centre, with hurler come footballer Alan Kearns continuing at right corner forward. So a place in. So John looking forward to his big afternoon here, shaking hands as the fans look on. Croke Park still in its developmental stage here at the Hogan Stand side, and everything is in readiness, and we're looking forward to the first of today's qualifiers, the second of the weekend. It should be good.
It certainly should. Now, back here in studio, we're going to ask the
just 17 years of age, was in an accident in West Cork, tragically lost his life, and he is a brother of Kieran Daly from Island Rovers, number 19, listed on the programme today. And Kieran, of course, has departed the scene and gone back to be with the family. Yesh Lorde Gareva Anam. John O'Mahony pacing up and down the far side, having seen one of the four Connacht representatives depart the scene, as it were, in the championship last night. The two managers here wish one another well. Larry Tompkins has done his homework, he always does. It's Cork who won the toss, and they will play from right to left in the first half. And Joe Kavanagh and Philip Clifford have switched positions, and Clifford has come out onto the 40. So Cork will play from right to left. John Bannon from Longford will referee. Which of these teams will be in the draw for the quarterfinals proper tonight? "70 minutes away. Philip Clifford straight away coming down to try and collect this first ball, but it's Michael Donlan instead. He's been pursued as anticipated by Martin Cronin, and that definitely seems to be the matchup that Cork have anticipated in midfield. Kevin Walsh being marked by Micheál O'Sullivan. Galway challenging. Ja Fallon. Boric Joyce holding it up well. Here comes Donlan. Cronin went back well. This is Alan Kearns, scored a goal and 3 points in a hurling challenge last Monday night for Galway hurlers against Wexford. And that is a foul by Boric Joyce. Too many steps.
Great piece of defending there by Martin Cronin, the way he got back on Michael Donlan. And incidentally, into the middle of the park, Tommy Joyce has gone out as an extra midfielder, and he's been followed by Michael Donovan.
Well, that will suit Micheál O'Donovan, I think, quite a bit. He'll be quite happy to wander around there after Tommy Joyce. Meanwhile, here comes Joe Bergen, the big man, left half forward. Bad kick ahead, comes back towards Cronin. Boot going flying in there, and that's going to be a free for Cork. Well, Larry Tompkins, his 5th year in charge. He's taken them to All-Ireland finals, to Munster titles as well. Joe Bergen has been spoken to by the referee at a very early stage, and I assume, because of the length of time he's taking, that it's going to be a card. It's yellow. So Bergen in foul trouble after just 2 minutes of play. Huge one down. Fionn Murray getting the hand to that one. This is Joe Kavanagh operating in the corner, challenged over there by Richie Fahy. Decent ball inside, opportunities, but swept away there by Kieran Fitzgerald of Galway. Once again, it's Richie Fahy. Well, a long, ambitious kick ahead, but there was nobody there whatsoever except Owen Sexton, Cork centre half back. Played well against Kerry. Micheál O'Sullivan, Kieran O'Sullivan, part of the O'Sullivan clan. Line ball to Galway. So a tentative start by both teams. That's John Miskell at number 17 there, his marking assignment for the afternoon. Paul Clancy, who got 2 points in the match against Armagh. So it's going to be Fahy to kick this one in. Taken down well by Jar Fallon, under difficulty. Kevin Walsh inside towards Porrick Joyce. Such an accomplished performer, ahead by Tommy Joyce. Jar Fallon once again, left-footed kick. That's gone wide. It was building up with great promise. Not effectively finished, however. Kevin O'Dwyer, who is Cork's goalkeeper, playing in his 20th championship match. Galway applying the pressure again. Tommy Joyce, this is better, that's over the bar. Tommy Joyce, Killer Aaron, getting his first point of this match. Well, he's made a marked contribution every time he's been selected in the Galway team in recent years. Here he was, gathering this ball, getting clear of Micheál O'Donovan and putting it over the bar.
Yes, I think in that case, Kevin O'Dwyer's kick-out caught John Miskell off guard, actually, and the ball was broken in to Alan Cairns to set up Tommy Joyce, and a good score for Galway.
Galway have made a quick change because Kevin Walsh has a blood injury, and the player coming back in is the recently married, very recently married, Sean O'Donnell. And here he is coming to try and challenge, but it's won instead by Micheál O'Sullivan. Kieran O'Sullivan down towards Aidan Dorgan, getting a bit of space there from Declan Meehan. Here comes Micheál O'Donovan, taking on Joyce, taking on the player, releasing it backwards here towards Brendan Ger O'Sullivan. A wayward kick, however, and the Galway defence quite wisely leave that one go harmlessly wide. Well, there's Sean O'Donnell, just married to Monique yesterday, from the Gaeltacht area, of course. Tomás Mannion is down injured. Well, you imagine, Martin, that the tactic from a Cork point of view has to be to pump that ball in towards Colin Corkery and replicate what they did last week against Kerry.
Very much so, although again Galway might be forewarned about that tactic, and maybe our Cork may be trying to vary it a little bit and maybe bring the likes of Philip Clifford into the game more than he was last Sunday. And again, if Clifford can rediscover the form of a couple of years ago, then Cork could be on a winner today.
In fact, it is Michael Donlan who's down, not Tomás Mannion. So receiving the attention at an early stage in this match. John O'Mahony has done a terrific job, whatever team he's been in charge of. And he's taken charge of 3 of the Connaught counties, of course, with great effect. Winning Connaught championships in each case, and of course in All-Ireland with Galway as well. So Donlan limps back into the game here, still being marked by Martin Cronin. Alan Kane is the Galway goalkeeper. Galway trying to hold on to their own kick out, but it's Clifford instead pumping it in towards Fionnán Murray. Spills loose in there, and here's Gary Fahy out to Tomás Mannion, waiting for Fahy to come in an overlap. Belted ahead by O'Donnell towards Jar Fallon. 3 against 1. Kieran O'Sullivan going back. Galway leading early stages of this match. Martin Cronin. Dorgan, difficult one to contain, did well against Declan Meehan. Standing his ground against Paul Clancy. Cronin playing it through sensibly there. Here's Kavanagh towards Colin Corkery. Selling the dummy, but 3 around him. That's the significance of the danger this man presents. Here's a chance. And straight away you could see Brendan Ger O'Sullivan putting his hands to his head in sheer annoyance. It was a good chance, and it just illustrated there when Corkery got possession straight away, not just 3 but in the end 4 Galway players were attracted into him.
Yes, but an encouraging thing from a Cork point of view, the understanding and interplay with the Cork players that time was of a very high standard. Unfortunately the finish was poor and didn't match it.
Kept in play by Micheál O'Donovan, or was it? On the sideline, line ball, the decision. Here's Michael Donlan, happily recovered from injury. Anthony Lynch coming out, getting there ahead of Alan Cairns. Linking up with Kieran O'Sullivan. Down towards Clifford against Tomas Mannion. Interesting switch that Cork have made there to bring Clifford onto the 40, to maybe unsettle Tomas Mannion, better known as a corner back, of course. Gary Fahy. Here's Mannion once again. And this time he is wrestled to the ground, tripped in rugby fashion. And John Bannon is going across there, and I think he's going to have a word with Philip Clifford. He certainly has noted his number. Oof, it's a bad free. Here comes Brendan Ger O'Sullivan. He's missed one already. Steaming through here. Back towards Fionn Murray. Slightly off balance, a hidden hope one. In the end, not much hope. Blair has scored 6 goals and 6 points in his championship career so far. There's a nice mix-up on the hill there of Galway and Dublin fans. Shares of yesteryear. And of course Cork travelling in big numbers as always. It's the 8th ever Cork-Galway championship match. Kevin Walsh has come back into the action, having been treated for that blood injury. Sean O'Donnell has made way. It's not counted as one of the 5 substitutions. Kane. And there was a push. And it's Paul Clancy who takes the free for Galway. Up towards Porrick Joyce. Taking on Graham Canty. Laid off as far as Kevin Walsh. Dangerous one. Kevin O'Dwyer spills it down, but has a chance to recover. Kearns is after him. Here's John Miskela. 2 Galway players there. Runs out as far as Owen Sexton. Giving it back to Kieran O'Sullivan. And Cork are playing very dangerously back there. And in the end, just get that ball away from Kevin O'Dwyer out as far as Micheál O'Sullivan. Martin Cronin now. Kearns was in once again, putting in a challenge. Played ahead by Brendan Ger O'Sullivan. Opportunities to go forward here. John Miskela availing of that chance. Brendan Ger O'Sullivan. He's been involved in 2 attacking moves so far. Down towards Fionn Murray. Kieran Fitzgerald is the number 2. And that's a desperate ball. Comes straight away there to Richie Fahy. Mannion. They get it away through Gary Fahy. Played beautifully inside here. Here's Declan Meehan. The man with the nose for a goal. Oh. His nose was leaving him down, I'm afraid, there. Very good chance, but in the end I wasn't quite sure whether he was actually trying to put it into the bottom left-hand corner or link up with a colleague. It was neither. Kevin Walsh. Back it comes again. Bergen's after it. That's a useful kick. It comes off the post. And Kearns is the first to react. And it was a really good goal chance, but it's a 45 instead. Well, a combination of Anthony Lynch and Alan Kearns of the first genuine goal chance of this match. This was Bergen kicking it in, down off the post. And there was Alan Kearns, appreciating that it might just come his way. It did. Went off the defender.
Yes, that was very good defending there by Anthony Lynch to actually deflect that ball out for a 45. But Galway have had a couple of attacks there, and that should have ended in scores. And, you know, they should be building up a little bit of a lead at the moment with the number of promising attacks they have had.
Well, we had the Declan Meehan opportunity just moments earlier. It was a definite point for the taking there. Here's Porrick Joyce. 22nd championship match today. So far he scored 6 goals and 74 points. Huge tally. And he has got another. Great kick by Porrick Joyce. Such a talented football player. Micheál O'Sullivan. Here's Kieran O'Sullivan towards Brendan Ger O'Sullivan. Back again towards Osula Bera this time. Promising attacking move. O'Donovan taking it back. Micheál O'Donovan here. Swept in. The goalkeeper did well. That's Alan Kane. Got a very good fist to it. Would have been a bit injudicious, I think, to have tried to catch that one with a forward like Fionn Murray coming in on top of you. Here's Michael Donnellan. Great ball. Great positioning taken up by Porrick Joyce. Taking on Canty, the young full-back. Going this way, going that. And in the end, fisting a very good point. It's the third of the match for Galway. And a second for Porrick Joyce. They have the forwards, there's no doubt in the world about that. And we've 13 minutes of play, God, and Cork yet to score.
That was a wonderful pass from Michael Donlan into space that time for Porrick Joyce. And again, his composure here. He took the man on, took his time on the ball, got around Canty the second time and flicked it over the bar. Great score.
As you were saying a little while ago, with the amount of possession they have in front of goal, they need to amass a decent score of points. That's Sean O'Dwyer going back down there, challenged by Joe Kavanagh. Fahy out as far as Kieran Fitzgerald. Plenty of support available. Kevin Walsh, big man in midfield. Joe Bergen probably will end up as a midfield player, I'm sure, at a later stage in his career, having had a bit of experience there last year. They go forward again here, and it's Alan Kearns. Here's Paul Clancy. Chance of a kick here. Very wayward indeed. Well, Galway have done a lot of the attacking, just 3 points to show for it so far. They could well be 5 or 6 points up in this match.
Yes, they're certainly the team with the composure at the moment, and the midfield area in particular is playing with a lot of authority. Cork seem to be overdoing the short pass, taking a lot of time to get the ball into their attack, and maybe the defenders are having time to bottle up Colin Corkery.
But as we saw in Hyde Park last night, we can expect teams in a major championship match like this one to have periods of supremacy when they really need to nail the opposition. That is a fabulous catch there by Ja Fallon. Great footballer. Inside towards Porrick Joyce. They're after him. They scamper away with that ball, looking for the bits and pieces, but in the end a boot goes in there as the player was in the act of trying to get the ball up, and Graham Canty is being spoken to by the referee, and it's going to be another yellow card. That will be one per team. It's a free just inside the 45-metre line. Graham Canty will be playing in an All-Ireland semi-final come what may, but that will be in the autumn, and that will be with the under-21s.
Just going back to the Galway attack, Jarlath Fallon will be very encouraged with the start he's had. He's fielded a couple of great balls out around the middle of the field, and certainly it'll do his confidence, you know, no harm at all. He's been struggling to come back from the knee injury, but he's had a great start today.
He's playing a bit deep as well, and Sexton's wondering whether to go tracking him or stay back in a conventional centre-half back position. So here's a chance for Galway to add an extra point. Well within the range of Porrick Joyce. Ooh, it's low this time. Should have been mopped up by the Cork backs. It's Paul Clancy still trying to apply some finish here. They work it around there, and it's Donlan kicks and he puts it over the bar. Michael Donlan, Footballer of the Year just a couple of seasons back. But all the big names are doing it for Galway in the early stages of this match, and they lead by 4 points to 0. Donlan, Ja Fallon, Porrick Joyce, right through the centre there, they're so strong. Here's Donlan once again for the Maroon of Galway. Joyce. Again, it's Porrick Joyce taking on Graham Canty. He's in difficulty, the young full-back here, against a class performer. Paul Clancy taking on the backs, stumbling. John Miskella deemed to have committed the foul. And a free from just inside the 20-metre line. Point number 5 coming up for Galway, and Cork still haven't started. Miskella has his number recorded for that offence, by the way. Well, this is the easiest kick he's had to take so far. He's the scorer of 3 points. A free, a 45, and 1 from play. 5-0.
Yes, I think the phrase you used there, Jared, taking on their backs, is the key thing with the Galway half-forward line at the moment. Clancy in particular, Alan Kearns also, and Porrick Joyce are taking their men on, drawing fouls, but they seem to have the body strength to get beyond their markers, and it's proving very effective.
Cork really struggled big time in midfield last Sunday against Kerry in the Munster final. They're struggling again here. Bergen towards Joyce. Runs outside there to Ja Fallon. Quick look up at the target. Same result. They're making their period of supremacy pay, and they lead 6 points to no score. Here's Martin Cronin. Trying to win his battle there, but losing it to Paul Clancy. That's a super ball again. Joyce, time and again, he peels away off the full-back. Works it into a scoring opportunity. You either beat him or you foul him. And Bergen is there to take the loose ball, but he kicks it just to the left. Joe Bergen from Montbellew, Moylock.
I think in that case John Bannon has been quite harsh on Kevin O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer is trying to speed up the kickouts. I think he gave a perfectly executed one there to Micheál O'Sullivan. Should have been allowed to continue with the play.
This is the 4th point, I believe, that Galway scored. And look at the wonderful combined play and Michael Donnellan's finish. So is there a Cork response, having given Galway a 6-point start? Here comes Michael Donnellan again. It should have been a 7-point start. It was a good chance. Well, across on the far side, the fans wondering, can Cork come back into it? That's the fans who've made their way up from the south. Larry Tompkins over, pacing up and down the sideline, hoping that the likes of Aidan Dorgan can get decent possession. But they have not been a threat seriously up front. Haven't got the ball. Ja Fallon, they can't get it beyond midfield or half back. Fallon again. And that is another one. Heavens knows what the score is going to be here unless Cork get going.
Well, Cork are in huge trouble around the middle of the field and in their half-back line. I think Kieran O'Sullivan is now going out onto Michael Donnellan, and Martin Cronin is going back into the half-back line. But they need to start getting some kind of a foothold out in the middle of the field.
Some super point scoring by Galway here, putting on a bit of an exhibition. John Miskela, Owen Sexton. Cork just needing a couple of scores just to try and settle them down, but Galway are very single-minded. Mannion. They come again. Joe Bergen racing through. O'Donovan's after him. Might have just caught him there with a challenge to effectively put him off his stride. Lynch. Ah, they were waiting on it, and here comes the player. He might be in for a goal here. He is. Cork are all over the place. 21 minutes gone, and Sean Ogg, the player, comes up for his 2nd ever goal in championship football. He kept it on the ground and drove it in low past Kevin O'Dwyer, but it was all the product of very poor defending. And the player said, "Thank you very much indeed." Galway can hardly believe the start they have made here. But they've made a terrific start. Colin Corkery, can he get something back for Cork? Not a particularly good shot. Declan Meehan. Here's Kevin Walsh. Galway having a bit of time to prepare for this match. Cork coming into it 7 days after their last game, which was the Munster final. But in truth, had that Munster final been drawn, they would have been playing a replay today anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what you call it, the 7-day itch or whatever, but certainly they look as if their feet are in a glue pot or something. They haven't come out of the blocks at all, whereas Galway are full of running, full of enterprise, and are making a count on the scoreboard. Going back to Sean Oak's goal, Brendan Sullivan stood, waited for the ball to come to him, and Sean Oak accepted the gift, slotted it beautifully into the corner.
It's Joe Bergen who's receiving the attention from Jarlath Duignan, but this is it again. He kept it on the ground and soccered it into the back of the net. Joe Bergen, fine young prospect. Still limping a little. Kicked down by Graham Canty. It's been a dreadful first half for Cork, absolutely dreadful. What can he do? He was the man who scored a late point against Galway in an All-Ireland semi-final back in 1987. It drew the match. Cork won the replay. He became known at that stage as the equaliser. Paul Clancy towards Alan Kearns. He touched it on the ground. And he'll be expecting to be back here very, very shortly in the colours of the Galway Hurlers next weekend. Fionn Murray, oh, it's dropped down by Kavanagh. He tries to dig it away out of there, and Tomas Mannion comes to Galway's rescue. But in truth, they have looked very secure. Kieran Fitzgerald. They look a powerful combination, Galway. Bergen thought about the return pass to Kevin Walsh. Is there any way back for the Munster runners-up, the fans must be thinking. Martin Cronin. We've only played 24 minutes of this match. Gary Fahy. That's John Miskela, fine young prospect. Kieran O'Sullivan. Cork needing point number 1. Kieran O'Sullivan kicks it into the goalkeeper's hands, and Alan Kane very gratefully takes it away here with the aid of Gary Fahy. Donlan, beautiful ball through to Ja Fallon. Punted ahead towards Porrick Joyce. Graham Canty doing his best to try and limit Joyce's effectiveness. Very few have managed that, and they've been much more experienced than Canty. That was Clancy kicking through. Kevin O'Dwyer deciding to get the attack going by keeping the ball in play. Here's Clifford. Micheál O'Sullivan. Brendan Ger O'Sullivan. Cork will play for their pride. That you can be sure of. Here's Brendan Ger O'Sullivan. They're stung by the way things have gone so far. They're looking for scores, but they're getting nothing. And it's Galway who are sticking to the game plan. Tommy Joyce. That was Joe Bergen over there, having quite a battle. Micheál O'Donovan. Anthony Lynch now. Joe Kavanagh, still recovering from an injury. Kieran O'Sullivan towards Colin Corkery. He's not getting the breaks that he got them 7 days ago. Moynihan tended to stay off him 7 days ago. Today, Gary Fahy is right up, breathing down his neck. Joe Kavanagh. Can the big man get it this time? It breaks, and again there's support around there, but it falls to Clifford. Inside for Fionn Murray, and goal! Cork are back into it. "26 minutes are gone. Cork finally get their first score, and it's a big one from Fionn Murray. It is his 7th goal in championship football. If anybody can pick up the pieces around the goal area and strike for a 3-point score, it's Fionn Murray.
Well, if ever a game needed a goal, Cork needed it there, and that should make a game of it now, because Cork looked shell-shocked there for quite a while, but they seem to be competing better over the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Kevin Walsh is fouled in possession. And there's a ticking against Micheál O'Sullivan's name there for that foul. Warned as to his future behaviour. But still 7 points between the teams. Michael Donlan firing it in. Spills off the hands there of Ja Fallon. Here's Kevin O'Dwyer to Cork's rescue. No advantage accruing, and the referee had blown his whistle anyway. Free out to the Reds. Well, the Cork fans must have begun to wonder Why did they make the journey in the first place if this was the best they could hope for? Tommy Joyce. Galway stung following the concession of that goal. Cork recovering. Here's Anthony Lynch. O'Donovan. And getting out there first time was Kieran Fitzgerald. He'll have been disappointed to have allowed his man Fionn Murray in for the goal. Good movement forward here by Alan Kearns. They go to Tommy Joyce. Trying to link up with his brother Porrick, and Graham Canty rescues the situation and takes back possession. It reaches Brendan Ger O'Sullivan. Martin Cronin, his sojourn into midfield wasn't a success. That's kicked ahead by Brendan Ger O'Sullivan, but rather hopelessly placed, and Joe Kavanagh had no chance whatsoever. Well, it's a possibility that Cork will bring in Derek Kavanagh here, Joe's younger brother, still under 21, and the player going off is Micheál O'Donovan. Well, Derek Kavanagh essentially is a midfield player, so let's see what switches Cork have up their sleeves. I think they might be responding to the fact that Micheál O'Donovan had to mark Tommy Joyce. Joyce was playing out as an extra midfield player, so it may suit Derek Kavanagh. Yeah,
I think it's a good decision by Larry Tompkins, actually, because Tommy Joyce is playing as a third midfielder, and given that Derek Kavanagh is a midfielder by nature, he'll now pick up the situation around the middle of the park.
And even as he does that, the crabbed Galway man moves in towards the forward line as if to deceive the new man who's come in. Straight away he drifts out towards midfield once more. Here he is, chasing after this one. Derek Kavanagh gathering. Bit of surprise, I think, that he wasn't in the team to begin with. Played well enough last Sunday. Declan Meehan is given Aidan Dorgan nothing so far. Alan Kearns making it his, slightly blocked there by Derek Kavanagh, took the sting out of it. So just about 5 minutes to go to half-time. Cork with only one score to show for half an hour's play. Clifford taking on Tomás Mannion. Straight at Kieran Fitzgerald. Michael Donlan, lovely little solo, leaving Clifford behind him. Canty. He heard the call from Kevin O'Dwyer, but decided to be secure. Micheál O'Sullivan. Here comes Kavanagh once again. Miskela. Not a well-placed pass. And it's Richie Fahy who's back there for Galway. Declan Meehan. Anthony Lynch. Here comes Micheál O'Sullivan, West Cork man. Kieran O'Sullivan. Straight at Tomás Mannion. The passing is very poor.
Yes, a lot of the deliveries going into the Cork forward line are very badly directed and making it very difficult to get on the end of the ball.
Kevin Walsh trying to spray it inside there towards Paul Clancy. In truth, he's been well marshalled by John Miskela. Aidan Dorgan coming deep to collect. Cronin. Just trying to see, is anybody making any kind of movement off the ball? Corkery comes for it, but he's 45 metres out from goal, where he's least effective, and Galway have it back once again. It's just not happening. Joyce. John Miskela once again. Brendan Ger O'Sullivan saying, give it to me. Beyond Philip Clifford. Broken down, but Galway seem to have extra men there, and that's Tommy Joyce way back. Derek Kavanagh was giving him yards and yards. Donlan up towards Porrick Joyce. Great cohesiveness in this Galway team. Excellent forwards. Super movement. Alan Kearns ready to take on Lynch. Back to Joe Fallon. This time with the right boot. He prefers the left. And that's why it's gone wide.
Yes, just going back to the Galway defence, both Kieran Fitzgerald and Tomas Mannion are very effective there at the moment, and most of the ball that's going through has been easily cut out by them. And again, Michael Donlan and Kevin Walker have got a really good foothold in the middle of the park.
Larry Tompkins ready to spring Mark O'Sullivan, and it's going to be for Joe Kavanagh. So one Kavanagh is on Derek, and Joe about to make way. He was substituted last week as well, but as I mentioned earlier, he's recently come back from a really niggling injury. Now, Mark has suffered from great inconsistency over the last number of years. Today, Cork hope he'll be their match winner, but they've an awful lot to do. Mind you, it's been a while since Galway added to their goal and 7 points.
Yes, I don't think they've scored actually since the 21st minute.
Here's Owen Sexton. Still no question or doubt about it, it's been Galway's first half. They've been much the better of the two teams. But here comes Brendan Gerald Sullivan. Philip Clifford thundering into a challenge, partly blocked down. It's a 45.
That's a wonderful bit of defending that time by Michael Donlan, the way he got back there, because again Clifford made great inroads that time, had a goal on, but Donlan's tackle was of the highest quality.
When you consider that Michael Donlan, you know, he's playing midfield today, he probably would be at his most effective playing among the forward line. We were hearing Pat Spillane say that a little while ago, but there he was way back there helping out and doing his spot of defending. He's a selfless player and a really rich talent. Cork have made 8 scoring chances to Galway's 21. Cork really kicking, they need this one, and he's put it over the bar. It's his first point from the 45-metre kick. 1-7 to 1-1. I think if I were a Galway supporter, either watching it here or watching at home or watching in any part of the world right now, Martin, I'd be saying, for a side who were the vastly superior power in the game so far, 6 points is not a big lead.
No, this has been their trademark actually this summer. They had periods of superiority against Westmeath and against Armagh, and again fell back completely as the game went on.
There's to be 2 minutes of added time, which means we'll be into the 37th minute before we reach the end of this first half. Brendan Gerald Sullivan. Oh, it was Aidan Dorgan, rather half-hearted. Kevin Walsh instead. Out to his midfield ally, Michael Donlan. Fleet-footed, stylish. To Meehan, who loves to overlap and doesn't leave many gaps behind him when he does. Tommy Joyce, back to Michael Donlan. Galway would like a score before half-time. They may be in for one, they're not. It was Alan Kearns who was denied by Kevin O'Dwyer. Another really good goal-scoring opportunity. Martin Cronin kicks it out of the space and out of the ground, and another opportunity has gone a-begging.
Yes, the fluency of the Galway attack is a joy to behold. They should be more up than they are at the moment. But just going back to it, against Armagh, Galway were 12 points to 5 up 10 minutes into the second half, and we're lucky to come out of it at the end with a win. So there is hope there for Cork.
Galway have not now scored, you know, for something like 15 minutes. But they still look the better team. Sexton. Anthony Lynch. Inside to Derek Kavanagh. O'Sullivan. And it really is noticeable that Gary Fahy is winning most of the possession coming down between himself and Colin Corkery. A different Sunday, different match, different opposition. And again, Miskela does well there. I thought players like John Miskela and Derek Kavanagh did really well last Sunday. And a bit surprised, I must say, when they didn't start. Well, Miskela did, but Kavanagh didn't. Here he is. Brendan Gerald Sullivan. Bad pass. Straight to Michael Donlan. You don't do silly things like that when Donlan's about. Here's Miskela once again. Played in the early stages of the championship at number 2, but he's a far better half-back. Lynch. The referee whistles for half-time. It's been a fair while since Galway scored, but they were the better team. No doubt about that. And Pádraig Joyce here with 3 points so far, one from a 45, one from play, one from a free. He's led the attack terribly well, and Sean Og, the player, got his goal after 21 minutes of the first half. The response from Cork came 5 minutes later through Fionn Murray, their first score at that stage. They tagged on another point from a 45 by Colin Corkery. There's only 6 between them at half-time, which is the big surprise. It's Galway 1-7, Cork 1-1.
Really too down about it because you come back and got a goal and a point.
Yeah, like we were out of it there for the first 20 minutes. Like, because every time Galway went forward, like they scored. Like, but we had a few bad wides there at the start, but we're still not out of it. Like, Fionn got a great goal for us there, so we're still in there for the second half.
What were you thinking while Galway were totting up the scores there?
We were wondering, are we going to put anything on the score, because we had a few chances at the start and it just didn't work for us, and then Galway got on top and they got 5 or 6 points there in the trot, like, and we couldn't stop them, but hopefully we're still there anyway for the shout.
You were out for a kick around beforehand, Nicholas. Is the wind a factor, would you say?
I suppose it is a small bit of a factor, but at the same time, like, you know, there's not much of a wind there now, like, so hopefully in the second half we'll get things going. And
thanks for talking to us, Nicholas. Hope to see you back soon.
Hopefully.
That's Galway making a change in their forward line. And there's Derek Savage, who's come in place of Joe Bergen. So that is Galway's alteration, and the response to a performance where they went 16 minutes without scoring. Cork having it all to do. The midfield pairing for Cork right now, Ciarán O'Sullivan and Micheál O'Sullivan, up against the same duo from Galway, Kevin Walsh and Michael Donlan. And Galway attacking now the goal away to our left. And a slap to the face there of Michael Donlan, resulting in this free kick, hit in as far as Ja Fallon. Holding it up for Michael Donlan to come forward. A really talented forward line, and Donlan sweeping this one in, but it's saved easily by Kevin O'Dwyer. Difficult one for Ciarán O'Sullivan to take. Back to his goalkeeper once again. Micheál O'Sullivan trying to make his way forward. Pádraig Joyce going back with him. Martin Cronin inside here towards Mark O'Sullivan. Can be quite erratic as a forward. Needed that one on target, but it never quite happened. But the thing that you could say about the Cork inside forward line as it stands right now, which is Murray, Corkery and Mark O'Sullivan, they have the capacity to score goals.
Yeah, that's very true, Gerard. They have a great goal-scoring record, but at the same time, they need to start getting the ball into the full forward line with a little bit of quality, much better quality, in fact, than they had in the first half.
Brendan Gerald Sullivan here, taking on Dupwyer, Galway's goal scorer. Cork coming through here, Brendan Gerald Sullivan knocking it over the bar. It's his first point. And there's now only 5 points between the teams. And Galway fans everywhere will worry. They'll worry in particular where they think back to the Armagh performance in the last round of the qualifiers, where they went a long while without scoring and allowed Armagh get right back to it at 12 points each before they finally stole in front again. Alan Kane from Killererin. The kick out is mopped up here by Brendan Gerald Sullivan. Still going forward, giving Sean Og the player a few headaches. Philip Clifford. Cork looking for another score early stages of the second half, but it was a real hit and hope one on the part of Philip Clifford. And Larry puts his hands to his face. I think he's also trying to encourage the players. Look, there's a lot of time to go in this match. And I'm sure he's saying to them, and probably has said at half-time, pick off the scores one by one.
Yes, the studio were saying at half-time that John O'Mahony will be quite concerned about this, and certainly Galway need to pick up the pace that they were able to display in the first 20 minutes. But unless, again, the Cork start taking those opportunities, then they'll probably allow Galway to win this game.
Well, these kick-outs by Galway now are going to be very important. They win this one eventually through Kevin Walsh, and he's swung around there by Philip Clifford. We're still struggling to come back to the form he showed in 1999. That's a poor pass. Martin Cronin coming onto it. Brendan Gerald Sullivan suddenly becoming a very influential figure. 4 Galway men around him. Having to get the ball away, he held on too long. It's a free to Galway. Taken ahead here by Alan Kearns. Ja Fallon. Missed nearly all of last season, played in the opening championship match, which was against New York. This is a good run. They drag after him. They drag him back as well. And they concede the free kick. And Pádraig Joyce will relish the opportunity of adding to his 3 points so far. Foul there was by Owen Sexton. Galway will be just happy now to see this one pop over the bar and maintain a 6-point advantage. Whatever little bit of breeze is around today is favouring Galway. Blowing in over Pádraig Joyce's left shoulder. That's on target. 4 points for the afternoon. A good day's work. He's made it 1-8 to 1-2. And he might have some more here against some sloppy defending on the part of Cork. Savage is racing in after this, gets a shoulder from Anthony Lynch. And the referee had a thought about it. The umpire wasn't 100% sure. And I think the referee made the umpire's mind up for him. It's a 45.
Yes, it was a clear 45 that time. I think Anthony Lynch got back and fly kicked the ball over the end line, but definitely 45 for Galway. But it's not the first time actually that the kick out from Kevin O'Dwyer has put his Cork defence under a bit of pressure.
So here comes Pádraig Joyce once again. Scored 3 goals, of course, in the match against Leitrim in the Connacht Championship. This time inside for his brother Tommy. And O'Dwyer is challenged inside in the small rectangle, fouled indeed. Cronin ahead towards Owen Sexton, the Kilbrittain man, getting it up here towards Brendan Ger O'Sullivan. He went to ground, the referee said he was dragged. Free kick to Cork. Cronin linking up here with Anthony Lynch. The cornerback coming way up. And he's stopped by Declan Meehan. Philip Clifford having words with the referee, and the referee is calling him across. So his name goes into the referee's book.
Yes, what was interesting actually about that last sequence of play, there is no movement whatsoever in the Cork full forward line. Fionn Murray, Marcus Sullivan, they're all very, very static, and there's nobody really to give the ball into long.
Here comes Alan Kearns once again. Dupwyer. Tommy Joyce just lost it, races after it. Graham Canty bending his back, picking it up, facing it towards his own goal. That should have been. He was trying to play it back to Kevin O'Dwyer. Would have been a dreadful goal to give away, and Galway were very, very close to it. And had Galway got a second goal there, it could have been over as a contest. Kieran Fitzgerald instead has pulled back there. Fionn Murray. Cork at the free kick. So Colin Corkery coming to strike this one. Podsy O'Mahony is being prepared by Cork to come into the action. He would be their 3rd substitution following Derek Kavanagh and Mark O'Sullivan. And it's Philip Clifford who's going off. Hasn't had a successful afternoon. But then Cork had been out of it in several areas throughout the field.
Yes, it's no surprise actually that Philip Clifford is going off today. He's just having a bad season, and again his confidence hasn't been helped by maybe the ball that's coming into him, but the body language in the first half suggested that certainly it wasn't his day.
So Podsy comes on, Philip goes off. Colin Corkery striking it well. That's his second long-range free. He scored a 45 earlier on, and that was from around the 45-metre line. And Cork edge once again within 5 points of the tribesmen. But they have an awful lot to do, and Larry, I'm sure, appreciates that. Good call here by Martin Cronin. Aidan Dorgan playing very deep. Colin Corkery getting out there ahead of Gary Fahy. Back to Owen Sexton, transferred back to Corkery. That's an awful ball from Corkery. He's given it to Alan Kearns, hurler come footballer. Kieran O'Sullivan chases after him, and Kieran could be in the referee's book for that foul. But it was a case of Cork attacking, a promising movement, and then a desperate pass by Colin Corkery, and Cork were in trouble. It's another yellow card.
Yes, I think what happened, Colin Corkery, that time, as he actually tried to give the crossfield ball, his foot caught in the ground, and as a result of that, the ball was badly kicked and it was easily intercepted.
This is it once again here, the foul. It was Kieran O'Sullivan. More frustration than anything else. John O'Mahony, Pete Warren there as well. And of course Stephen Joyce, who was the free taker when these teams last met in the championship at Croke Park back in 1987. Michael Donnellan hammering it high and hammering it directly over the bar. Galway fans up on their feet, the flags flying proudly. The West doing well here, and Michael Donnellan has made it 1-9 to 1-3 with his second point of the day. That's once again Micheál O'Sullivan. The rain now threatening to come down here. Here comes Sexton. Two men after him. Joa Fallon's reaching in well. And he seems to have pulled up, Joa Fallon. Hamstring, I think.
Yes, indeed, he's holding his right hamstring at the moment. He made a great bit of defensive work there, but he certainly seems to have done damage to his right hamstring.
Well, nobody will want to see a quality player like this have to leave the game, but you could see there he was in trouble straight away. He prevented an attack by Cork, but injured himself in the process, and it's a painful injury. Well, there's no way I think he can continue. Joa Fallon from the Tuam Stars club. Well, he missed 5 of the championship matches last year with a cruciate knee injury that necessitated surgery, and it was a big loss. Galway went all the way as far as the All-Ireland final. Dr. Jarlath Dignan is out there to attend to him, but they're going to have to provide a replacement. It looks to be Kieran Comer who's going to come in for him. Kieran, who was the captain going into today's match, lost his place. Galway right now down to 14. They still haven't brought in the replacement. Joa still getting attention as Kieran O'Sullivan drives it in towards Mark O'Sullivan. He lets it fall down. There's a chance here. Here's Mark O'Sullivan going through, and he's dispossessed. And Galway defend valiantly. That should have been a goal for Cork.
That was a fabulous goaling opportunity. Mark O'Sullivan will be very annoyed with himself that he didn't get a shot off in that case. Just going back to Joa, it's a shame to see him breaking down today, because his rehabilitation was nearly complete, actually, having come back from that cruciate ligament. That's going to set him back quite a few weeks now.
Well, they've decided it's Matthew Clancy who will come in instead. Matthew from Uachtarard in Galway. Here's Michael Donnellan. Terrific ball down here, putting pressure on Anthony Lynch. Savage is after him, and it's gone wide. Even in that last goal instance there, where Mark O'Sullivan was through, you'd wonder why did he opt to pick the ball up when he could have driven it in with his boot, I think.
Yes, there were 2 or 3 Cork players around that time, but it's certainly the shot should have been should have got off, and they should have at least brought a save out of the goalkeeper. It's a great opportunity spurned.
This is a foul by Tommy Joyce on Derek Kavanagh. 6 points between the teams. Graham Canty Won back by Tomas Mannion, dodging away from the challenge there of John Miskela. Alan Kearns. Once again, it's Alan Kearns for Galway. Once more, Graham Canty. Well, he wants to go forward, the full-back, in rather adventurous spirit. It's Cronin. Trying to link up with Brendan Gerald Sullivan, but really, so many slack passes. It's a poor performance by the Munster runners-up.
Yes, and the reason the ball is going laterally, there is no movement up front for anybody to send the ball straight into the forward line, so it has to go across field.
Derek Savage, well, he was in two minds. He's left it behind to Anthony Lynch. Once again, Cork take it forward here. Hit long. Murray coming through. O'Sullivan, goal chance this time, and he's missed it, and it is cleared away by the player. How many goal chances are Cork going to spurn here? They've missed two in the last couple of minutes, and Galway can thank Sean O'D, the player, plus a very stout defence. Here it was, Murray fed it in here. O'Sullivan, you felt, had to score. It came off the combination there of a couple of players. Tommy Joyce was back, and Dupwyer in the end was there to help it out.
Yes, a great bit of defending by Tommy Joyce in that case, but again, you'd have to say Mark O'Sullivan should have found the back of the net with that opportunity. And Cork certainly are creating the opportunities at the moment to get them back into the game.
15 minutes into the second half, as Colin Corkery has put it over from the 45. He's converted his second 45. He has yet to score from play, however. Only 5 points between them. Place in the quarterfinals at stake. The draw for that tonight, live on TV. It'll feature the 4 provincial winners and the 4 qualifiers from this weekend. One we know already, Westmeath, of course. John Miskela. And that's going to be a Cork free kick. Derek Kavanagh through to Colin Corkery, and Fahy. Great work by Gary Fahy. Great block. Remained composed and focused. Kevin Walsh proceeding down towards that Cork goal, helped out here by Paul Clancy. Here's Derek Savage taking up a decent position. Lynch pursuing him. Back to Kevin Walsh. Not a great kick. Sexton's under it, so too is Dupwyer. And in the end, it's Anthony Lynch who restores a little bit of order towards Brendan Gerald Sullivan. That was a very astute pass. Martin Cronin with Graham Canty coming forward. Canty, the shoulder coming in from Walsh, needs support, gets it. Podsy O'Mahony in towards Mark O'Sullivan. Can't hold it, they're all after him. And in the end, it's Tommy Joyce. Where does he play? Where's number 15 and plays everywhere? Alan Kearns comes down once again here towards Matthew Clancy. Back to Derek Savage. Good ball inside to Paul Clancy. Winding himself up to hit a point, and it's a very good one. The man who won the match against Armagh has steadied things down here for Galway once again, as Paul Clancy from Mullycullen strikes his first of the day. The margin is 6 once more. And the recently married Sean O'Donnell, who tasted a little bit of the action earlier on, replacing Kevin Walsh.
Yes, that last score from Paul Clancy, probably the score of the day. Great interplay with Matthew Clancy. But just going back, Gary Fahy's having a wonderful game at the moment on Corkery, totally concentrated and giving an inspirational captain's performance.
Cork having it again through Kavanagh. Kieran O'Sullivan. Slack pass, taken instead by Gary Fahy. He's playing a starring role down there. Sean O'Donnell. Kicked ahead to Savage. Lynch trying to dispossess him. Almost impossible. Clancy. Well, that's a very wayward kick indeed. It's Sean O'Donnell who had the last opportunity there. But John O'Mahony has done a really super job getting his side really up for this match. One of the best teams in the country, Galway, not a doubt about that. We've seen some excellent football from them over the last 3 seasons. Patsy O'Mahony back to Martin Cronin. Cork, the runners-up in the championship in '99. Here's Owen Sexton, a very game and willing performer. He's won the free kick. He can organise that Cork have just 5 between them. Gary Fahy has his number recorded for the foul. It'll be Colin Corkery to take it. There are still at least 16 minutes to play. Another big match, of course, coming up here shortly. Dublin versus Sligo. Corkery slapping it over the crossbar. 4 points for Colin Corkery. All of them from frees today, and it's 110 to 1-5.
This is a critical period now coming up for Galway. If Galway can weather the next 5 minutes or so, I think they'll go through and win the game. But they must again keep the ball going up the field towards the forward line, who are playing very well today.
In fairness to Galway, they haven't slackened to that extent. They've scored 3 points in the second half so far against 4 for Cork. So not much between them. Played in nicely towards Mark O'Sullivan. Comes back here to Brendan O'Sullivan, and the gap closes. Brendan has kicked his second. There are now 4 points between the teams. Well, Galway fell away against Armagh, but strengthened their resolve towards the end to win it by the narrowest of margins. What do the next 15 minutes hold?
Yes, there's a little bit of Groundhog Day about this, a little bit like the Armagh-Galway game, but Galway, as I said, if they can get the ball over the next couple of minutes around the middle of the field, get a point or two, it'll just restore the belief.
Paul Clancy. Michael Donlan here. They've been less wasteful, Galway. Cork have missed valuable goal chances. Joyce kicking, and this time he's put it away to the left. He creates so much.
Yes, but you must credit Cork. They have certainly upped their performance considerably in the second half. And again, I feel if there was more movement in their full forward line, they probably would have accumulated a bigger score by now.
Well, you consider they went 26 minutes without scoring and gave Galway a 1-7 start. And now it's a much sharper contest. Referee annoying some of the Galway players, Paul Clancy in particular, arguing his point. But Cork had the free. Sexton. Micheál O'Sullivan. Up towards Mark O'Sullivan. Good control this time. Richie Fahy's after him. And Richie Fahy wins it. It was a bad pass. Intended for Fionn Murray.
Hold the fucking ball!
Cork fans, I think, incensed by some of the movement up front and the very careless nature of the passing. Here comes O'Donnell. Leaving it behind here. Comes back to Porrick Joyce. Just holding it up, casual as you like. Inside to Sean the player. Well, he was hoping to add to the goal he got after 21 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, certainly Galway will be annoyed at not scoring the last 2 opportunities they had at that side. But again, at the far side of the field, Mark O'Sullivan has fumbled a number of balls and missed a number of chances that would have Cork, right up there at the moment had he taken them.
Galway just kicked their 10th wide. Cork have kicked 6. Miskela. It's played ahead here for Lynch. Players are calling for it. Derek Kavanagh wants it. And you can hear Larry Tompkins shouting in the background, let it in, Derek. Dorgan. Well, it favours the backs, and they win it. They contested brilliantly there. It was Richie Fahy who got the knockdown. Out to Sean the player. Porrick Joyce now. Graham Canty. Trying to limit his effectiveness, but that's not easy. The best fullbacks in the game have tried to do that over the last few years. Poor quality pass, it must be said. Martin Cronin. O'Dwyer, the goalkeeper, for O'Sullivan. Again, they play it short, and it's gotten them into trouble on a few occasions. O'Sullivan towards Brendan Ger. Well, I was about to say that Cork just about hold on, but they lose it one more time, and it's Tomás Mannion. Now he looks around to see who's available. It's Michael Donlan. Not giving the early kick ahead as he usually does in matches. Kearns outside here for Matthew Clancy to strike it away to the right. Yet another wide by Galway. They've had so many opportunities to build on their lead at half-time, which was 1-7 to 1-1.
Yes, we heap so much praise in the Galway young guns, but I must say Gary Fahy, Tomás Mannion in particular, have been very good today, very influential and inspirational to the Galway team.
Tommy Joyce prevented a near certain goal a little while back. Derek Savage. Lynch is his marker. Clever play. Inside for Porrick Joyce. Great movement. Being assertive. Giving leadership. Back to Donlan. Tomás Mannion. Tomás Mannion, rather. O'Donnell. Well, it would have been a wedding gift if that one got over. He'd have loved it. Bodsey O'Mahony back. It's driven ahead to Brendan Ger O'Sullivan. 4 points between them. Galway have been the leaders from the outset here, and that's a poor kick.
Yes, in general, the Cork attacking play has been, there hasn't been any great cohesion to it, and it's a little bit scattered. In that case there, Bernard Ger would be better off to let the ball in low to the two guys that were inside him. The kick was never on from that distance.
At the same time, it's an edgy afternoon for Galway. They have been superior, but they still only have a lead of a goal and a point effectively. 2 scoring opportunities, you know.
Yes, they've only scored 3 points, I think, since the 21st minute of the second half, which I think will be a cause of concern.
Martin Cronin. Kearns is back defending. He's still going forward. This is one of the difficulties Cork are experiencing right now. They're playing more as individuals. Dropped in there towards Mark O'Sullivan, Kieran Fitzgerald, and there's Michael Donlan back to help out, getting away from Fionn Murray. Michael Donlan, Richie Fahy calling for it, and there's that great understanding. But it's a terrible ball, and Colin Corkery has picked it up. Forget the great understanding, what about the great kick? Colin Corkery, 5 points, a defensive mistake by Galway for once, and there are 3 points between these teams. Billy Morgan there watching from the centre of the stand there. Former manager, brought great success to Cork. Gave Colin Corkery his first championship outing back in '93.
Yes, you must credit Cork the way they have come back into the game, but it must be said also that Galway are maybe orchestrators of their own downfall if this doesn't work out for them.
It comes back once again to Derek Kavanagh. Suddenly it's Old Cork. O'Sullivan, that's Kieran O'Sullivan, dropping it in. 2 men inside waiting for it. And ahead by Dorgan, and kicked in the air by Bodsey O'Mahony, put over the ball. 2 points between them. Bodsey O'Mahony's first point of this match. Player from Ballincollig making it 1-10 to 1-8. If Galway lose this, it is going to be an incredible sequence. The last score for Galway was in the 53rd minute. It's almost like a repetition of the Armagh match. They build up a very big lead and then drop off to sleep. Here's Cronin. Bad ball. Played well out here as far as Sean O'Donnell. Foul on the way up to Shashall. Great pass. Just a little bit too much pace on it, however, for Paul Clancy, but the intention was right.
Well, certainly it's Galway that are needing the score now to actually settle them, because if Cork score the next one, certainly I wouldn't like to be a betting man.
Well, they're thinking about a change, as you can see. It may well be that Port Clancy is about to leave the field. They need to freshen things up somewhat. Martin Cronin, Micheál O'Sullivan, playing it very short and really playing a colleague, Podsy O'Mahony, into trouble there. Meehan, cut out by Anthony Lynch, 110-1-8. Galway, the leaders from the very beginning of this game. Into Sexton. You wouldn't have given Cork any chance whatsoever after 21 minutes play. Here's Murray. Cork is calling for it, surrounded by Galway players. Other players arriving, like Brendan O'Sullivan. 3 Galway players there. They get it out as far as Murray, hitting the target and hitting it high and over the bar. A defiant raise of the arm there by Phil Murray. It's a goal and a point for the St. Finbarr's player. And John Donlan is about to come in because Galway are now in a panic. Paul Clancy's gone, Donlan's on as Murray cracks this one over. 110-19, and a lot of time still to go. Over 5.5 minutes of normal time. Poor choice, restrained unfairly there by Brendan O'Sullivan. Referee has noted the incident. Poor choice and Michael Donlan having a quick confab there. And on the sideline there, Joe Bergen, it appears, is about to come back into the action. It's happened before where they've withdrawn him and then brought him back. Terrible misunderstanding. Michael Donlan kicked the ball there to Sean O'Donnell, realised the error, turned away from it, made no attempt. Cork had the chance. The kick by Cork really ahead here towards Brendan upward angle. Players are calling for it. Podsy O'Mahony wanted it. Brendan O'Sullivan instead. He fists it, and he's fisted it outside, and he's fisted it wide. A lot of mistakes.
Certainly both teams seem to be tiring at the moment. Michael Donlan short free to Sean O'Donnell, that time went astray through his head, and certainly give an opportunity to Brendan but he had no support up actually to help him, and he fits the ball wide.
Well, Larry Tompkins has decided to come out onto this side of the field, nearest the cameras here, because he wants to, I think, give a little pep talk to some of the Cork forwards in particular. Sean O'Donnell is going off, and it is Joe Bergen who's back on. It's a packed Croke Park. There's Bergen back into the action. And O'Donnell will sit out the remaining minutes of this. Could we have extra time for the second qualifier in a row? Owen Sexton. Dorgan is coming close to him. Sexton goes long. Corker is slow to react. Fahy gets it instead. That's Gary Fahy. O'Donnell. Porrick Joyce being given some latitude. Podsy O'Mahony chases after him. Useful ball. Opportunities presenting for Galway here. Clancy getting it back to Joyce once more. He's fouled by Podsy O'Mahony, and it's a free into Galway, and every mistake now could be punished, and it'll be Porrick Joyce, I think, who will take this one. He might just leave it for Michael Donlan. It might favour a right-footed kicker, and I think that might well be the plan. They're having a think about it. Well, seems like Joyce fancies his chances. This is about 30 metres out. There's the angle. And this is a very important kick. This is one they need. Plenty of jeering and whistling in his ears right now from the fans of the opposition from the south. They think he's taking too much time about it, I think. He was composed, he was accurate, and he puts it over the bar. That's 5 points now for Porrick Joyce of Galway, and they lead by 2.
Yes, it's only the 4th point of the second half, but a critical one, and a very, very well taken one under pressure by Pádraig Joyce.
Kavanagh got up tallest that time to get a little vital touch to it, but it's a terrible pass ahead. Martin Cronin has to go back and defend. Galway have it again, and it's Pádraig Joyce. Real leader out on the field there for them. Here comes his brother Tommy. They go for another, and he's got it. It's a beautiful strike. 2 points now in a row for the Joyce brothers from Killearn, and they look more comfortable as we head towards the end. They lead by 3. Two minutes of added time will be played.
Well, certainly they've lived in their nerves in the second half, but those couple of points for the Joyce brothers should settle them and see them through.
Cork now requiring a goal to tie up the match. Corkery here. Brendan O'Sullivan, 3 Galway men close to him, and it's Richie Fahy who goes down. Here comes Declan Meehan. They get it out to the totally unmarked Pádraig Joyce. Well, with John Donnellan got in around full forward, it's allowed Pádraig Joyce to come wandering way out the field. He's getting on the ball time and again, but it's Derek Kavanagh right now. Good covering by the Galway backs. Ciarán O'Sullivan driving it in towards Mark O'Sullivan. A good catch this time against Richie Fahy. Leaving it back out to Fionn Murray. They close him down. He gets the kick in nonetheless, and it's an accurate one. A goal and 2 points for Murray. 2 points between them. Galway have made 35 scoring chances in all in this match against 22 for Cork. And there will be another 2 minutes to play. Cork have been playing catch-up throughout the 70 minutes.
Yes, but they've done it very effectively, and had they started their catch-up a little bit earlier, who knows what would have happened. But it's like all the qualifiers, they've all gone right down to the last minute, and they've been a great success.
They were trying to box it back that time, when it comes to Joyce, released instead here to the number 22, Matthew Clancy, and he kicks, and it's over the bar. Larry Tompkins realises that it's a very perilous situation now for Cork. They were guilty of giving Galway such a lead. 26 minutes without scoring in the first half. 2 really good goal chances missed in the second. And always chasing this match. And now trailing by 3. Derek Kavanagh. Just over a minute to play. Cork need a goal. Nothing else will save them at this stage. Podsy O'Mahony. That's Mark O'Sullivan. And he's down, but he's down outside the large rectangle. And it's a free into Cork.
Yes, the last 2 attacks that has gone in, he has fielded the ball very well over Richie Fahy, but again gives Colin Corkery a chance to narrow the gap.
You often wonder with Mark O'Sullivan, because he's an enigmatic figure, but he's such a talented player. And when he gets his confidence going, as he has done so during this match, he's played really well.
Yes, earlier on, actually, he was the one who missed maybe the great goaling opportunities, but the last couple of balls that has gone in, he's been very effective under them.
Well, now Colin Corkery, I think, is going to go for a goal. He simply has to. It's 113 to 110. Only about 15 seconds remain. Michael Donlan being spoken to by referee John Bannon, who can add on some extra seconds for these delays here. And the linesman's coming across now to have a word with the referee. Cork will want to take the free kick quickly. Galway back defending on the line. And they have 6 men on the goal line. Colin Corkery will hit it. Is there any way through? Are Galway to be denied?
Yes, I think he might be telling him actually that this is the last opportunity they have.
So this is it. Well, they've taken long enough about it.
Yeah, I don't know what the debate down there is about at the moment, but certainly I would think Colin Corkery has to go for a goal in this situation, because we're now nearly in 38 minutes.
Will it be Galway who go through into the quarter-finals, coming up in 2 weeks from now? Everybody who can wear a maroon shirt is back. Will it just be one strike and you're out, or one strike and you're still there? Here comes Corkery, and it's saved by the goalkeeper, and they try to turn it in. There's still time. Cork are protesting. It's a free, and it's a free to Galway. And I think time is just about up. Still a little bit to play, but only a matter of a second or two, I'm sure. All eyes on John Bannon. Galway have possession. They also have a 3-point lead. The referee is entitled to add on time for the wasted time we had in this additional phase. And here's Joe Bergen sending it out decently there to Declan Meehan. Savage. Galway with the last attack. And that's a beauty. And it's over the bar from Matthew Clancy. It's a second point for him. It's Galway surely now in the quarterfinals of the All-Ireland Series. It is now. They've won by 4 points. Deserving winners overall, but they made life difficult for themselves when they had a little catnap from about the 21st minute onwards, and they allowed Cork to come right back into it and get within a point of the Connacht runners-up this year. Not the Connacht runners-up this year, because of course they were knocked out earlier on, but the runners-up in the All-Ireland last year. So it's Galway who will be in the draw tonight, and they have won this here against a Cork team who allowed them get off to a dream start and amass a Pharaoh lead. It was 1-7 to no score, and Cork did well to come back from that miserable situation. But at Croke Park here, they have lost on a scoreline of Galway 114, Cork 110. So let's go down to the sideline now for some reaction with Jim Carney.
John O'Mahony, congratulations to you. A lot of drama trails out there. Now your players, I know you're proud of them, but they're putting you through a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, they're putting themselves through a lot. I mean, we were magnificent again for the first 20 minutes, 1-7 up. But we made, I mean, it was the most, it was the most tense game that I ever had here in Croke Park, in the sense that they came back at us and we didn't get scores for long periods. But again, we came strong again at the end. So we're putting everyone through hell, but at least we're in that old pot tonight.
Yes, and good scores at the end, John, and good substitutions again. Young Matthew Clancy played his part there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was delighted for Matthew because he got injured here in the league final, and really that ankle injury has troubled him ever since. He made an appearance against Wicklow, but it's only in the last few days that that's coming right, and he got 2 scores. He's a young player and he did brilliant there today. But everyone did their part, and when we were going well, we were going very well.
Including your new captain, John, because while Colin Corkery was very influential in the second half, Gary Fahy really had to rise to the occasion today, and I think he did, really.
Absolutely. It's not the first time Gary has risen to it. Gary has taken a lot of criticism down the years, and our full back line has taken criticism, but we don't mind. Gary is well able to take it, and he answered a lot of things today.
Great. Thanks for talking to us, John. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Yes, Gary Fahy was...
Midfield to overcome what should be a very close and exciting game, but I'd go for the Dubs.